using old races to integrate our story in, finding these shots, and it's endless. On top of having to direct us bozos.
Yeah, absolutely.
No, it's a lot. It is a lot.
By far the most difficult thing he had to do.
The first time I met with Joe and Jerry, I had said to them in Top Gun, people were flying those planes for real. How you guys gonna do F1 green screen, right? And, and they both deadpan looked at me. They're like, "No, you're gonna be driving the cars for real." And I put my poker face on, and I was like, "I could do that."
A sweat,
yeah. Sort of like a sweat of blood. But you know, we trained for about 4 or 5 months behind different disciplines of race cars, and by the time we got into the cars that we used for the movie, you know, going from Grand Prix to Grand Prix, racing amongst the real crowd, you know, we were ready to go. And the interesting thing about driving was we had all these cameras on the car. So unlike Lewis and Max, when they're in a car and they could see everything, we could barely see. And sometimes we'd be going 180 miles per hour while saying lines at a specific place on the track.
With emotion.
With emotion, trying to look cute while we did it. So it really was, you know, a huge challenge. But the feeling after completing it, and you know, the taps on the back of the shoulders, and you know, the respect we received from the world of Formula One was second to none.
We went to the Barcelona Grand Prix for the very first time just to observe it. I didn't know anything about Formula One, and that was the first place that Joe sent me to just watch it and enjoy it. And we met a lot of different people there and just could ask them questions. And I met Bernie Collins, who's a strategist in real life, and she's from Ireland. So I immediately was like, I'm going to like totally take her backstory in the sense of her education, what led her to Formula One. And then I started to realize it's actually like a lot, you know, and my physics is not my strong suit. So I remember thinking, okay, I need to just take what I need for the movie to pull it off in a realistic manner. I cannot take in everything. I mean, it's just too complicated. So I took what was necessary for each scenes, and then props and things like that. I tried to make decisions based on other people I had seen. Like, did I want a notepad, or was she like a computer girl? And what buttons to press when I was talking to what particular people. So I made decisions that I kept the same, so to sell it, like to make it look like it was real. And then I let go all the preparation and I just had fun, because ultimately, like, I had to sell that I was like a human, you know, and that's, you know, like there was a part where you just have to let go. Otherwise you're kind of feel a little bit like stiff if you're just constantly trying to, you know, make it so realistic.
I mean, it's the only sport I know of where your teammate can be your biggest competition. And that right there is a recipe for drama. So that's kind of where it started. I also like this idea of the story of a veteran driver who maybe had a shot at Formula One when he was younger, but something went wrong, kind of sending him off that path. He thinks he'll never get another chance, and a friend of his reaches out, gives him that opportunity, one last chance to kind of get a Formula One victory. That element to me, I felt like it was that notion of second chances or redemption story was something that I felt like anyone can relate to.
Well, I think you just want to create a story that's dramatic, that's romantic, that's funny. You want to have this kind of, everybody loves stories of sports stories that, from a team that can't get it together, a driver that had a chance and blew it, to give them a second chance. And how you can pull that team together. It's kind of the bad news bears when it starts. This team hasn't gotten 1 point. They've raced for, I don't know, 15 races and haven't been able to get a point. So it's how Sonny, Brad's character, comes into this team, pulls them together to try to get that one win, to save the team. So there's stakes. You want the stakes.
Yeah. I can't imagine this film being done with anybody else, in the sense that Jerry is one of the best producers ever in the history of cinema, and to be able to put this together and make possible that we will be immersed in the F1 world while they are doing their own schedule. It must be so complicated I cannot even imagine. And and the way Joe approaches such a huge, big of a movie like this one is very peacefully and very easy and very like, you feel the stress, but he doesn't contagious you the stress that he has, and he gives you room to really experiment and try the scenes and play with it, and he's very focused on acting at the same time, which is crazy because the amount of answers that he has to give every second there are millions of them, but when he comes to acting, boom, he focuses and he really pulls you the best out of you.
Yeah, we've seen the name Jerry Bruckheimer on every other movie since childhood, and here's Jerry still doing it, still putting in the work.
Amazing.
He's on set every day.
His energy is relentless.
And he's so kind and respectful to everyone on the crew, from top to bottom. Really an impressive dude. And then you have Joe. You're right. I mean, well, everything he had to juggle on this movie. He's got to be working the technical aspect. They've got to design cameras to fit in these cars. Where are they going to hide the battery weight? You know, how's this going to work? Using old races to integrate our story in, finding these shots, and it's endless. On top of having to direct us bozos.
Yeah, that's a lot.
It's a lot. It is a lot.
By far the most difficult thing he had to do.